right?
And I said, why is it 10 foot on both sides?
Ornery, cranky.
He said
Other
because
than
a
he's
lot of
okay.
the building, like in Twin
He was
Lakes,
feeling okay then.
people
Right.
put big patios out there.
All right, I'm gonna call the March 26, 2024
People get pissed
Board of
off
Zoning
once they
Appeals
changed
meeting
it about 4 years ago.
to order.
He said I could
And
apply for a
first
grant.
item of business, Tiffany, if you'll do roll call, please.
So ours is
Gary
different.
Keyser,
Present.
Ken Voorhees,
Thanks for
Here.
asking.
Dr. Miller,
Yes.
Tim Thomas,
Here?
Clark Magich,
Present.
Mary Salinas.
We're gonna excuse
He
him.
is
He's,
excused, yeah,
he's
he
going,
said he
he's
wasn't.
in Australia in a prison colony.
Where do you want?
They finally got him, huh?
They finally got him. And some of us that know him quite well understand that. But he will be back, Vince's dad is gonna pick him up Sunday night.
Saturday from the
Oh,
airport.
Sarah, okay. So, and he didn't know about this meeting that far ahead when he scheduled the tour, so I'm gonna ask for an excuse on him.
And Vince Barnes.
Here.
Yeah, and I think we'll just, I don't think we need a motion.
We don't
to
need a
excuse him,
motion
but
for that.
We'll have it on the record that he's excused.
Didn't we make some kind of a deal where if you missed 2 in a year or something, that
I think we talked
Three.
about it.
3, yeah.
you get debonded or disenchanted or something? I don't know. Okay.
3 unexcused absence in a row
I thought it was 3
can
total.
remove.
Huh,
You can be removed and replaced. If you don't have.
we never had that.
Well, right, you've all had 3 sets of minutes come out. They're all the same, but we got one early in March, we've got another in the middle of March, and we've got one for tonight if you haven't looked at the minutes.
I didn't know that.
Tiffany's chopping down a lot of trees, but
They're doing their job.
that's right. So if you've had a chance to review the minutes of the November 28th, 2023 meeting, I'll entertain a motion to have those approved.
So moved.
Jerry, is there a second?
Second.
Vince, thank you. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Our new business, the first thing is election of chairman for 2024. And I'll open the floor to whatever motions are out there.
I'll make the motion
Okay?
that we support and re-elect Tim Thomas, our friend, as chairman of the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Seconded.
Can I make an amendment to that?
Sure.
Or maybe addition, I guess, I don't know how to.
Well, if the addition is okay with the person who
Is that all
made
right
the
with you,
motion.
Rich?
I'm not sure what you're gonna say, Jerry. Sometimes I've known you a long time. I don't know if I trust you. I'd have to ask Kenny. You can do what you like, yes.
Well, Tim's a pretty busy fellow, obviously, and several are. And there's been a couple of times he hasn't been able to make a meeting in the past, and we've had Rich run the meeting. So I would like to suggest that maybe we make Rich like a vice chairman or something like that, so we have somebody as an officer running the meeting when Tim's not present.
Tim and I kind of had that understanding to begin with. Like, he had to go to a choral concert for his relatives out in Wadsworth. You know I'm from Wadsworth. So we did that. And then when he missed inadvertently, because I think one of us told him the wrong day,
Yeah. But, no,
on purpose. So, yeah, I don't think it really, I'll fill in if he's not here, and that'll be on the record. That legally protects us also, by the way, what you suggested. So that would be an addendum to the motion I made.
Okay,
That's how you're gonna present it.
all right. If
Would we
that's-
want to take motion on president first, then we could do an additional motion for a vice chair? Is that how we would?
I don't care.
That's fine, yeah.
Doesn't matter that much.
Let's do the first motion then, and we had,
I made that motion.
And
Jerry
I
seconded it,
seconded.
then or one of you seconded it.
roll call.
Tiffany?
Clark seconded it. Okay. Jerry Keyser,
Yes.
Ken Voorhees,
I see that as not a problem. I didn't realize that we had to do that, which wasn't a problem when you did fill in. So is this a formality?
Well, evidently, there was some deal I heard about from one of my buddies on another zoning thing where there was
Okay.
some contention as far as who was.
I just need education on this.
Well, I'm trying to tell you, but you don't, nobody listens to us anymore.
listening.
That's why you're sitting by Jerry. He's trying to help you.
Right now, we're only voting on president.
Okay.
We're gonna have another motion on
I
vice
got you,
chair in a
okay.
second.
Okay, I say yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, Vince Barnes,
Yes.
okay. Dr. Miller,
Yes.
and then Clark Magditch,
Yes.
and then Tim Thomas.
I'm
Vote on
abstaining,
yourself.
obviously.
Okay. Okay.
All right, then we have a second motion, Jerry, I think that it's your motion, that in the absence of the chair, then Dr. Miller would take the place as vice chairman to preside at meetings where the chair is absent. Okay, is there a second?
I second.
Okay, Vince, thank you.
Okay.
Roll call again?
All right. Okay, Ken Forcase.
Yes.
Okay. Tim Thomas,
Yes.
Clark Magditch,
Yes.
Jerry Keyser,
Yes.
Dr. Miller, well, you can't vote, never mind. Who was it? Tim Thomas.
No, I already voted.
Vince.
Did
I-
Vince vote?
No, I didn't vote.
Vince
Vincent.
Barnes.
Yes.
There we go, okay.
I was in Chicago,
need to
I could have
vote on
voted
that.
again, but I didn't, so.
Is that okay with you?
Vince, Jerry, we got everybody, right? We're
Yep.
good? Okay,
Motion carries, thank you.
okay.
Okay, we have Joel Ivory, who's asking for a variance tonight.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you'll come up to the podium there,
Okay.
and if I can swear you in, please, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
If you'll identify yourself by your name and your address, and then go ahead with your presentation.
Joel Ivory, 408 King Street. And we're trying to do a big concrete project. The house is old, built in 1901, and it has a gravel driveway currently. We want to replace the gravel driveway with a concrete driveway. The current driveway is only 2.5 or so feet from the next door neighbor's property line, and so is my neighbor's driveways on both sides have the same distance of property line, but I'm understanding that the new regulations are for 5 feet between property line for concrete. So I'm asking for permission to put the the concrete driveway in where the gravel one is. Also, it goes all the way to the back. I'm gonna put in a pad, and I wanna build a garage back there. And I want permission to, it's gonna be more than 10 feet from the back and on the north side of the house, south side of the house. But on the north side of the house, it's gonna be a little bit closer than 10 feet to the property line. And as I understand, that's okay as long as it's 10 feet on at least 2 sides.
5 on one, 10 on the other.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Okay.
And we're only dealing with the drive tonight, not your future plans, right?
Well, the concrete's all gonna be all for the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's part of that, all the concrete's all at once. Also, well, I guess that's it for now, because I'll need to submit plans when I do the other building.
Right.
And the garage was gonna be pretty much one that they'd come and build on site, that you basically order from a company online. So do I need to submit plans for that before they do that?
I would think that would be, yeah.
Okay. And, but for today, nothing can happen until we get approved for the concrete. That's the biggest part of it.
Gotcha.
Would that be grandfathered in? If he had it before? He made a comment, the house was 1901, it's been there, all the drives. Isn't that grandfathered in?
Being it's gravel, we don't make an issue of it, but when he hard surfaces, when a resident wants to hard surface a gravel driveway, the law director has stated that that becomes a structure. So we treat it as a structure, that's why
Okay.
the variance is requested.
So that's why,
If
instead
it
of
was gonna stay
grandfathered in.
gravel, we wouldn't make an issue of it.
That's what I thought, yeah. Got it. So he wants a 2-foot variance. It's supposed to be
2.5
5 foot.
basically, but yeah, it's gonna be less than the 5 foot. Because if I make it 5 foot, the driveway will be too close to the side of the house, and I'm afraid that, that cars might hit the house. I need more space.
So your drawing shows that your driveway will, your concrete driveway will be 3 feet from the property line,
Yes,
which necessitates a 2-foot variance.
yes,
But you just said 2.5 feet from the
Yeah,
property
it's this
line.
guy here.
Which would
Yeah,
2.5 foot.
we're looking for 3-foot variance, yes.
You're looking for,
Okay, because they asked.
So, yeah,
I assume 3 foot, so you have a little wiggle room. Do I?
yes,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
I just wanna make, if a
Okay.
neighbor complains and I come out and measure and you missed it by 6 inches, I don't want this issue, so we'll get it out now.
Sure. So, yeah, I would like to get approved for 2.5 feet, but it'll probably be 3 when it's all said and done, because that's what they
Okay.
measured for.
We gotta,
Then let's make it 3 if that's gonna be the request, because if you're stating 2.5 and we give you 2.5, if it becomes 3, then that's when we get into an enforcement problem, right? So, and that's not this board, that's,
Sure, I just want to have enough that
Yeah.
I don't want any problem is all.
yeah, no, we're trying to avoid those problems.
Yes, sir. So if I can get approved for 2.5, that would be ideal.
Well, okay, I want to come back to the 3 foot because I think you need it.
Oh, 3 foot.
Right. Is that
So then
all
you'll
right?
be 2 feet, if you get a 3-foot variance, you'll be 2 feet from the property.
Okay, I'm understanding it backwards.
I understand.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of the distance from the neighbor's property, not the variance that I'm requesting.
Okay.
Okay,
did
so
you
I'm,
get
yeah, I'm
anything-
requesting a 3-foot variance. Thank you for
Okay.
clarifying.
Tiff, did you get anything from the neighbors?
The only thing I got was in your packet,
Yeah, it was approval by the
She had
neighbor.
wrote a letter also, the Corina Corinne.
Mhm.
And then she sent a follow-up email requesting information, because I think she thought it was for a fence.
Yeah.
Yes, because
We're
that's
talking about that.
another part of our project, which is going to be to replace the fence that we share with them, with that neighbor.
I
And
think I know this.
we've
garage.
talked to her about it, and it's just a replacement fence. That's the question I also have. Since I'm replacing a fence that's been there for 50 years, do I need to get any permits or anything for that?
So if you're gonna remove the fence, you have to meet the code as it's written today.
Sure.
Generally, in the backyard, you can use 6-foot board-on-board fence, privacy fence, which possibly.
It's a 6-foot fence now.
Right, so you can replace that, but there's been some changes, so until you submit a drawing, I don't wanna say yes you can or no you can't. I wanna understand exactly what you're doing.
Sure, and I'm having trouble finding fencing in my budget, so
Okay,
I'm not ready for that yet.
but generally,
Yeah.
you'll be able to replace what's there in your backyard.
Sure, yeah.
So the other, phase 2 of his driveway is to build a garage. So it says he's gonna pour all the concrete and the garage. We briefly discussed the size of the garage. Size of the garage will fit based on the square footage of the house.
Now, is the existing garage going to stay there?
No,
No,
the existing garage is going to collapse soon. It needs to be
Okay.
torn down. So, and the new garage is going to be further back at the end of the yard. I have a single garage now, and it's going to be, I'm trying to build a new one that's going to be approximately 700 square feet.
Well,
So the garage is not addressed at this time?
No,
That's already, okay,
right now, I'm just trying to get
Gotcha.
to build the concrete pad that it's going to sit on.
gotcha.
does that include?
Also, I need to do whatever I need to do to get
He's gonna
approved
give
to
it a
have
variance.
electricity run to it.
We don't do that.
Yeah, again, that's,
Yeah, that wouldn't be tonight.
that's
He's
gonna
gonna
be
have
the,
another variance.
You're gonna talk to me when all that happens.
So I'll come to you?
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
there'll be permits that'll be available at the building department for that.
Thank you, and I need to know what else, I understand if I have to meet certain codes and such, and is there any information you can give me on that, so I can make sure I'm complying with everything?
Well, the building department has copies of the zoning ordinance, and you'll go to the section of the zoning ordinance that has to do with garages and so forth.
Okay,
And then you can either conform to the code, or if you want to go beyond that, that's when you come back to us for an appeal.
sure, I'm not gonna do anything I don't think that's gonna not conform to the code.
Okay.
It's a fairly big garage, but I wanna make a little shop out of it.
Mhm.
And Tiffany can explain that to you perfectly. She just did that for me on another deal. She's very good at that.
Thank you, Tim.
Right, Jerry?
She's tough too.
Yep.
If you'd like to see my wife's artist rendering of it.
Yeah, we've got that. in the-
Oh, you've got that, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so, yes, I cordially request that 3-foot variance.
Okay. Any questions from the board in regard to the variance request?
Yeah, I have one. So in other words, your neighbors would not complain about the extra few inches or whatever?
It's the same, it's where the current driveway is, so.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got no problem.
So evidently, we just need to give a variance because it was stone before, and now we're making it concrete. They're considering that because we changed some of the rules. It's more permanent now. Is that it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think it goes,
So that's why.
I think my garage was originally a carriage house.
It looks like a carriage house, yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the variance as requested,
Okay.
but not on our paper, the 2 feet.
Right,
It's not
but-
gonna be a 3-foot
3-foot
variance.
variance,
So
okay.
he'll be within 2 feet of the property line,
All right.
which the
Let
normal
me get a
setback
second
is
and
5.
recognize you. Hang on just a second. Okay. First, let me get a second and then we can.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Vince, okay. Question, sir, will you identify yourself?
My only concern is in the past, anytime you've put hard surface down, you made sure that there weren't any problems with drainage. You've already looked at that, Bob, about drainage, because some of them had to
But we
put
will.
curbs to keep that water from going into the neighbor's yard.
Right. We will. We'll look at it when we inspect the
Okay,
forms.
and
before
you
they
can
form.
do that after the fact?
No, before they form.
Yeah, come back after you locate here,
Oh,
after
yes,
this
yes.
fact, and then before they
Yep.
pour. Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
right.
Okay, and then, so when whoever's pouring the concrete needs to get with you and get approved for that?
Yes. So you'll get a permit from us, your contractor will be told to go ahead, move forward. Before they pour, we'll come out and inspect the forms, make sure that you're meeting the 3-foot variance, or you're only no
Mhm.
more than 2 feet from, no closer than 2 feet to the property line. And we'll look at drainage at the same time to make sure you're not gonna cause a nuisance to the neighbor.
Sure, and everything flows to the back of the backyard, and they tell me that the garage pad's gonna need large amounts of gravel, because that's where all the water goes.
But we'll take a look at it.
Okay. Any other questions from the board or the public? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Jerry Keizer,
Yes.
Ken Porcase?
Yes.
Clark Mikovich?
Yes.
Roger Miller?
Yes.
Tim Thomas?
Yes.
Vince Barnes?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Good luck with
Thank you
concrete.
very much.
We'll be
improvement to the
talking a
property.
lot, we'll be best
Have
friends.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, is there anything on the horizon? I mean, we have another meeting scheduled for April 30th, right?
It's just one more you-
Is that the only one scheduled? I thought there was 2. April
I
30th?
only see one.
What do you have, Tiffany? Just April 30th?
April 30th is the next meeting.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
Jerry's gonna call me to make sure I'm here for it.
If that's the biggest thing you screw up, you got it made.
It's like a
Yeah, we currently
formality.
don't have anything
Yeah,
for the
kind of like
agenda.
protect
That's
us,
why I
'cause then,
asked.
yeah,
Do we?
it's-
I'm like,
But
I was
bet
not
you
in
tomorrow somebody will
agreement
walk in.
at
That's
all.
right.
You heard that,
There you go.
yeah.
Are they gonna still go ahead and schedule the planning commission beforehand?
I just didn't
Same
know.
thing? It's
I
crowded
just
out
thought
there
it
in
was
the
cool
park.
the way we
Well,
did it.
you know, and I thought there was gonna be some movement for them to start at 6, or
We did start at 6.
6? Okay, so it was just a
That was just
longer.
a long
It was just a
It
really
seems to
long-
get drug out more for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, we had two discussion topics
I
today,
heard some of it, yeah.
and we were cutting it off at 7, so we could start this meeting.
Okay.
They couldn't get Bob to stop talking.
Oh, yeah, he
He'll
just
let
bubbles
the
away,
fence
doesn't
make
he?
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'm sorry, is there anything on the horizon? What's on?
No.
No,
No,
okay.
not so far.
Okay.
Okay, Ken's got a motion to adjourn. Vince, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Bob,
thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
you said that if they pull down the whole structure, they can't grandfather it in to put the new structure in the same place. Is that
You can grandfather the footprint.
Huh?
The footprint you can.
Well, depends what you're referring to. You're referring to specifically a fence?
Yeah, fence.
Oh,
or
no, not
a
that.
wall or whatever.
A building you can sometimes.
I think
but-
once it's demolished, it's technically a new structure,
Right,
isn't it?
right.
Yeah.